What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the 4x4 Sprinter Van Build series. If you are new here, my name is Jake. I'm helping my friend build this van, and we are documenting the whole process along the way. I upload videos every Tuesday and Thursday, so please subscribe and stay tuned for that. But anyway, today we are talking about 80/20 extruded aluminum. So what is 80/20 extruded aluminum and why would you want to work for it? And here's basically 5 things that I've found that are helpful for people to know about. So extruded aluminum is basically a T-slot aluminum, and it's very versatile. You can build and frame just about anything out of it. You basically use L brackets to connect the aluminum together, kind of like this. And we are building, pretty much framing out the whole van with this stuff. So these are our 2 bench seats that go in the back of the van. This is a little step that will fill in right there for the fridge, and we'll be doing the kitchen, the upper cabinets out of it, and probably some of the bed lift with it. So the first thing about this T-slot aluminum, extruded aluminum, is that assembly can be challenging. It takes a while to, once you get all your pieces cut and you have everything ready to go, it is a process to assemble everything together, because you have to slide all the bolts and everything in together, and you got to get it to sit, measure it, tighten everything down. So I will say that once you get everything cut, it can be challenging to put everything together. So keep that in mind before you assemble it, just so you have all of your pieces ready. You have the exact amount of studs and everything you need in order to assemble it properly. So the second tip that I have is, when I did all this stuff, I rough cut everything to about maybe 1 inch bigger, especially for these boxes. So I basically cut the important pieces 1 inch bigger. I took it in there, I laid everything out, I took a look at it, I really sat and I thought about it, and I made sure I was making the right cuts. Because unlike wood, aluminum is a lot harder to trim down, and I mean, you could take an 1/8 inch or a 1/4 inch off here, but if something's out of square or not in line, it's going to be much harder to fix with aluminum as opposed to traditional wood framing. The third tip that I have is using L brackets that are square. So we made our own L brackets. One of these L brackets right here is about $4 a piece, and just in these boxes alone that we've already built, we've probably already used over 100 of them. And so if we went and bought all the factory ones, it would have been so expensive. And so it's not hard to make, they're not hard to make, but when you make them, these things have to be very straight, very square. Your holes have to line up properly, and in order for it to go smoothly with the assemble. And so we took a lot of time building a jig and using a drill press to drill all the holes in the correct location, and then cutting all the pieces with a chop saw. So if you do plan to build all your own L brackets, you have to make sure that they are the right size and your holes are drilled in the center. It'll make things so much easier down the road. The fourth tip that I have for you guys is to make sure you preload all of your 80/20 aluminum. So when you go to build this, right, you have to take this, and let's say I'm putting this, there's a piece right here, and I need to get this. I can't come back once it's all assembled and just easily slide that in to use my L bracket to put that in, because this is in the back. So this is on the cap, and then you can't get past that. You'd have to take this apart to get to here, and it's a process. So sometimes it takes a while if you have to go back and fix mistakes that you've made while making this stuff. So just like I said, going back to the assembly phase, really think hard and make sure you have all your pieces and all your components ready, and it'll make life so much easier. So the fifth tip that I have for you guys is that you can basically mount anything on this T-slot aluminum. We use that to our advantage, and we mounted things like the water pump and the inverter on these boxes, on the benches we're building. The challenging thing about that is when you get your carriage bolts in here, you have to make sure your holes are drilled very square and very straight, because once you have all 4 of them mounted on there, as I'm showing you, it's going to be so hard. You can't change that basically. So just like I said, making sure it's planned out properly, your holes are drilled straight. You can mount anything and it'll look really good once you mount it on there too. So those are my 5 tips. This stuff is very strong, it's very light. It can be used inside, outside, so it's very versatile, and I highly recommend using it. I'm gonna do a video when we're finished the van, comparing 80/20 aluminum to plywood. So, you know, building cabinets and stuff out of this versus building cabinets and stuff out of plywood and traditional wood. So my van that I have is all wood. I didn't use any of this stuff in there. So we'll see how it compares. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the stuff. It's really been fun using it and working with it. So please guys, stay tuned. I'm gonna have daily tips and tricks that we are using to build this van. Just keep up with the process and hopefully I can teach you guys something. Check out all the links down below. I will have links to all this stuff down below where you can get it for your own van build or whatever project you have. So thanks so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and like and stay tuned every Tuesday, Thursday for new videos. So I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks a lot.